My name is Schroeder. I'm both a scientist and also a person that teaches Torah. My background is from MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, bachelor's, master's, PhD, 7 years in the physics staff, seen a whole line of atomic bombs detonated, lived in Israel now. I would like to talk for these few moments now about essentially the conversion of an atheist. Antony Flew, a British philosopher, was an avid atheist, not just agnostic, atheist. He said there are no data that could possibly allow the fact that a God could exist, and he treats this as a philosopher. Okay, he's not a scientist, a philosopher. Antony Flew in the 1950s wrote a treatise on proving that there could not be a God from philosophical points of view. That paper was the most widely quoted paper in any field of philosophy for 50 years. When you write a paper, scientific or otherwise, it's nice and your wife pats you on the back and maybe you get tenure. But if no one quotes it, it's meaningless. That paper Flew, proving there could not be a God, was the most widely quoted paper in any field of philosophy for 50 years, according to the data that was brought down at the time of his obituary. He died several years ago. Flew made the mistake, if it was a mistake, we never can tell, of reading one of my books. And Flew realized that he had made a mistake. Not just he had made a mistake, but that the data that are available from the scientific community not only do not obviate the possibility of a God, they essentially demand the possibility that there's a divine force active in this world. Flew retracted his work of atheism, apologized in writing, on the media, radio and television, and in a book that he published, besides quotes in the newspapers, apologized for leading people astray for 50 years. Flew said, he follows the school of Socrates. I go to where the truth leads me. He was pilloried. They said he was duped by this guy Schroeder, by the book. I didn't give him the book. A magnificent human being like Roy Varghese gave him my book and Roy's book, Wonders of Creation. Flew read The Hidden Face of God, my second book, and realized there's no way that a burst of energy could come to the complexity of life we see today without some tinkering of how life got started. So if you're an intellectual and watching this, don't be embarrassed that if you suddenly say, well, there might be a God. Back at the university, you don't have to be embarrassed by saying all the data seem to imply it. Flew was the world's leading philosophical intellectual, and he realized that he'd just been missing the information. It is not that science contradicts the existence of God. Science comes and demonstrates the existence of God.